Have you ever wondered why certain foods that once felt nourishing now leave you feeling bloated, restless, or simply off balance? As we age, our bodies don't just grow older, they grow wiser. And sometimes they begin to whisper warnings that we've never heard before. A little discomfort after dinner, a flutter in the chest at night, a sense of fog that settles over the morning. Today, we're honored to be joined by Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara, Japan's oldest practicing physician, who spent over 90 years guiding people toward a long, healthy, and meaningful life. And his message is simple, yet rarely spoken. Not all vegetables are helpful after 60. Yes, you heard that right. We've been told to eat more greens, more fiber, more raw veggies, but the truth is, what was healing in youth may become heavy in age. Your digestion slows, your minerals deplete, your body responds differently. And without noticing, some of the most common vegetables on your plate might be quietly disturbing your gut, your heart rhythm, even your sleep. In this video, we'll reveal 7 everyday vegetables that could be doing more harm than good if not prepared correctly. This isn't a fear-based list. It's an invitation to listen more deeply to your body's changing needs and to adapt with kindness. Because aging isn't a decline, it's a refinement. And wisdom in eating is part of wisdom in living. So, let's begin this journey together. Let's talk about something so small, so innocent-looking, yet surprisingly risky after 60, raw bean sprouts. You see, in many cultures, especially in Asia, bean sprouts are seen as a symbol of freshness and vitality. They're packed with enzymes, light on the stomach, and often praised as a living food. But here's a truth we often overlook. What's good for a younger body may not always serve us in later years. As we age, our immune system naturally becomes more delicate, and raw sprouts, while full of life, can also carry harmful bacteria like E. coli or Salmonella. For someone in their 60s or older, even a small amount of contamination can lead to long-lasting digestive issues, not just a one-time upset stomach. Have you ever had a light meal and felt unexpectedly bloated, chilled, or even slightly nauseated afterward? That cold feeling in the gut, the mild flutter in your chest. Sometimes, raw sprouts are the hidden culprit, especially when eaten in salads, sandwiches, or fresh spring rolls. But the good news is we don't have to give them up. We just need to honor our changing digestion. In traditional Japanese and Chinese cooking, bean sprouts are gently sautéed with ginger, scallions, or black pepper warming spices that bring harmony to the dish and balance to the body. When lightly cooked, sprouts become easier to digest, safer to eat, and still nourishing. So don't fear the sprout. Just cook it with care. Let your food evolve with your season of life, and your body will thank you in ways small and deep. Let me ask you something. Have you ever ended a seemingly light dinner with an odd tightness in your chest, or a restless night of tossing and turning? It might surprise you to learn that a simple bowl of raw cabbage could be the hidden cause. Cabbage crisp, cool, and refreshing often shows up in our salads, spring rolls, or slaws. But after 60, our digestion changes. The enzymes slow down, the gut becomes more sensitive. And raw cabbage contains a sugar called raffinose, which the aging digestive system struggles to break down. Instead of nourishing us, this sugar ferments in the gut, creating gas and pressure. That trapped air doesn't just cause bloating, it presses upward, against the diaphragm and heart, triggering discomfort, shortness of breath, or even mild chest pain. It's no wonder many seniors feel uneasy after dinner, but never make the connection. And it doesn't end there. For those with irritable bowel or chronic gut issues, raw cabbage can inflame the colon over time, quietly chipping away at digestion and sleep quality, especially when eaten at night. But here's the beauty of ancient wisdom. Food is not the enemy. It's the form that matters. Lightly cook your cabbage. Sauté it with ginger and sesame oil. Steam it gently. Or better yet, enjoy it fermented as sauerkraut or kimchi, where the rough sugars have already been softened by time and microbes. These small changes transform cabbage into a healing food that supports, not strains, the body. Because at this stage of life, it's not just about what you eat, it's about how you prepare it and how gently your body receives it. Warmth calms, raw shocks, Let your food meet you where you are with softness, wisdom, and care. Let's pause for a moment and talk about a food that seems completely innocent, even healthy, yet may quietly disturb your body after 60, the raw tomato. Years, its nature shifts. In traditional Japanese medicine, we say, warmth calms the hot, but raw tomatoes are cold, sharp, and acidic. Yes, that bright red fruit we slice into sandwiches, toss into salads, or juice for breakfast. In our youth, it energizes, but in later, and for aging digestion, that can be a real problem. Many seniors today experience bloating, acid reflux, or nighttime palpitations without understanding why. Often, the culprit isn't stress or age, but a raw tomato salad at dinner. You see, when the body struggles to break down acidic foods like raw tomato, it ferments in the gut, releasing gas and discomfort. This triggers the vagus nerve, which directly influences the heart. Suddenly, your restful night is disrupted by a racing pulse or anxious chest, all from a few tomato slices. Over time, this silent inflammation adds up. Fatigue, poor sleep, low energy, we chalk it up to just getting older. But what if it's not age? What if it's food asking to be prepared with more care? Here's the gentle solution. Lightly cook your tomatoes. Sauté them with olive oil and ginger. Simmer them into a warm, comforting soup, or blend them into a slow-cooked stew where their acidity mellows. In this form, tomatoes can support your circulation, digestion, and sleep, not disturb them. Because at this stage of life, healing doesn't mean giving things up. It means transforming them with warmth, with wisdom, and with kindness to your body. There's a vegetable that wears a royal robe of purple, often celebrated in Mediterranean dishes and Asian cuisine alike. But beneath that rich color, eggplant carries a secret one that matters more as we grow older. Eggplant belongs to the nightshade family, along with tomatoes and potatoes. While delicious, it contains a compound called solanine, a natural defense chemical that, in small doses, can irritate the digestive tract, inflame blood vessels, and trigger flare-ups in joints. If you've noticed more stiffness in your knees or swelling in your fingers after dinner, this humble vegetable could be quietly contributing. And there's more. Eggplant acts like a sponge when fried. It soaks up oil fast. A single deep-fried slice can carry more fat than you realize. For older adults managing cholesterol, this becomes a silent risk. What seems like a light dish can become a source of fatty buildup and circulation issues, especially when paired with creamy sauces. But eggplant doesn't have to be the enemy. Try this instead. Roast it slowly, until it's tender but not charred. Avoid deep frying. Combine it with bitter greens like arugula, or serve it beside warming miso soup or daikon radish, both known to support digestion and circulation in traditional Asian medicine. And maybe, just maybe, save it as a weekly treat, not a daily staple. The older body needs time to rest, recover, and renew. Because healing after 60 is not about denying what we love, it's about listening, adjusting, letting food become medicine, one thoughtful bite at a time. Let's talk about something that might surprise you: celery. For years, celery has been crowned the king of clean eating. It shows up in detox plans, green juices, and every wellness trend that promises to flush out toxins and refresh the body. And on the surface, it seems harmless, crunchy, low-calorie, even hydrating. But here's the truth many people over 60 never hear. Celery juice can quietly drain your strength. Celery is a natural diuretic. It makes you urinate more, which sounds like a good thing, until you realize that with every trip to the bathroom, you may be losing potassium, a mineral vital for heart rhythm, brain clarity, and muscular stability. Some of my older patients believed they were doing something good starting each morning with celery juice, but over time, they felt lightheaded, foggy, even anxious. It wasn't stress or age. It was mineral depletion from a habit they thought was healthy. So what's the wiser path? Eat celery whole, not juiced. Limit it to twice a week, and always pair it with mineral-rich foods, seaweed, sesame seeds, fermented miso. These companions restore balance and keep your heart steady. Because at this stage in life, we don't cleanse by stripping things away. We heal by nourishing deeply, by giving the body what it truly needs in the right form, at the right time. Let your food be gentle. Let it support you, not just cleanse you. Spinach, it's the darling of green smoothies, the symbol of strength thanks to Popeye, and a go-to for anyone trying to eat healthy. But here's a gentle truth. Not everything green is gentle to the aging body. When eaten raw, spinach contains high levels of oxalates, compounds that can bind to calcium in your body and form sharp crystals. Over time, this can lead to kidney stones, brittle bones, or even stiff arteries. I once had a patient in his 70s who drank a spinach smoothie every morning for 6 months. He came in complaining of brain fog, joint pain, and heart palpitations. We traced it back to those raw greens. The solution isn't to fear spinach, it's to transform it. Lightly steam it. Saute it gently with a bit of ginger, which warms and soothes the digestion. And don't eat it every day. Let your greens rotate, add in turnip greens, seaweed, or fermented vegetables to keep your system balanced. In traditional Eastern medicine, we say, let the fire prepare the earth. Cooking isn't just convenience, it's care. It softens what's hard and makes nutrients easier to receive, like a warm handshake instead of a cold shock. So next time you reach for that raw spinach, ask, is this feeding my body with peace or with pressure? Let me ask you something gentle, but important. Have you ever tossed a few slices of green bell pepper into your evening salad, thinking, it's just a vegetable, what harm could it do? The truth is, more than we realize. Green bell peppers may look fresh and crunchy, but they are simply unripe versions of the red and yellow varieties, and because they're unripe, they're harder to digest and stimulate the nervous system more intensely. That extra stimulation, it's not always welcome, especially after 60. I've had patients who told me they couldn't sleep, or they'd wake at 2 a.m. with their heart racing and their stomach feeling tight. For some, it wasn't stress or age, it was that stir-fried dinner with raw green peppers. You see, in Eastern traditions, we believe food should calm the body, not excite it. That's why I often recommend switching to red or yellow peppers they've ripened under the sun, become sweeter, gentler, easier for your digestion to understand, and always cook them. A warm dish soothes the gut, while raw crunch demands energy your body may no longer want to give. The lesson here isn't to fear food, it's to listen. If your chest tightens, your sleep is restless, or your digestion feels off, maybe it's not just getting older. Maybe it's time to ask, is this food still right for me now? Let your meals be soft in spirit, as your heart grows wiser with age. Let me leave you with something we often forget as we age. Not all healthy foods remain healthy for every season of life. After 60, your body, especially your digestion and nervous system, becomes more sensitive. It doesn't bounce back the way it once did. The spinach salad that felt energizing at 30 might now leave you bloated, restless, or wide awake at 2 a.m. wondering, what's wrong with me? But maybe it's not you. Maybe it's just time to adjust the rhythm. In Japan, we say that cooking is an act of respect, a way to soften the food so your body doesn't have to fight it. A warm bowl of gently simmered vegetables gives comfort. It speaks to your heart. It says, you are cared for. So here's a gentle invitation, no pressure, no rules. Just try one small change. Steam your greens instead of eating them raw. Swap green peppers for sweeter red ones. Rotate your vegetables like you rotate your seasons. And above all, listen. If a food tightens your chest, disturbs your sleep, or weighs heavy on your gut, it's not nourishing you, it's asking to be reconsidered. In youth, we eat for speed. In age, we eat for rhythm, calm, and clarity. And in that rhythm, there's wisdom, there's healing, and there's joy. Because at this stage in life, how you eat is just as important as what you eat.